Hello YouTube, Camodo Gaming here, bringing you another episode of Scrap Mechanic. Today we're going to build an off-road dune buggy, sand rail, hill climbing beast of a machine. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to kind of go along with it here. I'm kind of surprised I haven't put one of these together before, considering that I'm on episode 12 now, and I've done off-road vehicles before. I had the off-road bus and the 2.0 bus, but I've never really done like a buggy, so we're gonna do that today for you guys. Just gonna gather some necessary parts here. I'm gonna measure everything out. I'm gonna actually show myself building the base because I've got an idea for a kind of like a roll cage, and I'm gonna probably actually build the suspension into the cage too. Almost like it might look a little bit like a motorcycle, how the angle and how the suspension just comes out at an angle. I'm not going to build, like normally on most vehicles, I just build everything just straight up and down. So I'll be able to kind of show you here and be a little easier to explain once I'm actually showing you. I'm going to need the base here to overlap by one on each side. That way I can build the cage off of it. That looks good. Actually, we need to go one more here. Okay, and we need 4 points. This will be where the cage kind of pokes up. One thing I like to see in Scrap Mechanic is I use this pipe piece a lot, and the piece I'm using here has an end that goes out the top, and it'll go out one side. It'd be nice if they had like a corner piece, the one that would go out. Like, I'm gonna do a bar across here for the cage, but then I'm gonna when I have to do a bar across the front and the back, it's gonna have to be one up, like one higher. So I kind of would like to see a corner piece for that pipe. So let's see. I need to go one up here, and we're gonna add another one of these, like one of these pieces, and then we're gonna go across here in the front and the back. I gotta make sure I don't block the driver. Like I said, if I go in first person, I don't want to have a bar in front of my face, so gotta make sure we do that. Let's see, one here, here. Okay, we need to make the bar go across, like so. And also, I'm gonna put a bars, of course, over my head. I want to make this look practical, even though it's really not necessary in Scrap Mechanic. It's not like you can flip over and hit your head and die, but you know, it's just kind of a cosmetic. It makes the vehicle look a lot better. And like I said, I mean, I'm building a dune buggy, so I'm not going to really have any moving parts. I'm not going to have doors that open. Most dune buggies, I mean, they're literally just a cage with wheels and a motor in them. These things are meant to be beaten up, you know, thrown around, so it's kind of pointless to have like a body on there. I mean, in real life, if you have like a body on, it's just you're going to beat the crap out of it. It's just going to dent up. It's pretty pointless, so. Anyways, I did I'm doing the roof rails. Of course, made sure it cleared my head. I'm probably going to do one maybe in the center here and make a bar go across. No, not like that. Like that. And that would make it look a little bit safer. I don't know. I kind of almost thought about doing the roll cage at an angle too, but I'm not sure. Like I said, the only time, and a lot of these angles you have to do at pipes, you have to do them with the controller, and it has to be off the lift, and it's kind of a pain sometimes, and I've had that happen where the game just freaks out, take it off the lift, everything starts to move, and the next thing you know, the thing's flying 50 feet in the air for whatever reason. So, anyways, I need to make these go out. I'm going to make a little bit of the base come out on each side. This is not going to support the suspension. This is really going to be for like bumpers and maybe some lights. I think I'm probably gonna have to show you instead of explaining it. I'm gonna build the suspension actually off the cage. I don't like this piece here. I'm gonna build the suspension off the cage. I'm trying to think of the best way to do that. Let's go ahead and put the front here. I'm gonna set everything in the front. I'm gonna try to keep most of the weight in the front, so the motor's going in the front. Now you think about when you're climbing a hill, you want pretty much all your weight towards the front of the vehicle. If it's in the back, if you're going up a steep hill, it's going to have a tendency, all that weight goes to the back and it wants to flip over backwards. So we're going to, let's see, get my motor. We're going to put the motor up here. Can it set? All right, it can set in the middle, so we're good there. Thinking about right there would be a good spot for it. Let's shorten this just a little bit. Now, let me think how I want to do this suspension. Let's go ahead and place the back. Make it go out. Like I said, I'm probably not gonna set anything back here, and unless I need extra power, maybe I'll set a motor on the back one. I'm gonna attempt to keep most of the weight up towards the front. Okay, thinking about suspension wise, how do I want to do this? I'm thinking, like I said, I'm not going off the front here like I would normally do, so I'm gonna maybe delete. Actually, I'm gonna need some bars here in the middle to support this. So let's go ahead and delete a couple of these. And one more, and let's do it maybe like this. Let's use the plain one. These bars are going to come up. This will support it, and like I said, the suspension is going to set off the sides here. So maybe like this, that, and delete that one. Need a plain bar back here. And I'm going to use this bar to poke this out. And we're going to make this, like I said, we're going to make this cage kind of come forward here, and then I'll eventually make an angle. And that should go down to the suspension. Let's see. Have that set, and that's where I'm going to place the bearings on each side. And then I'll have this cage. It's just going to come forward. And like I said, I can set a bumper here in the front, maybe some lights. Not 100% sure. Let's go ahead and, how do I want to make this come out? Thinking that's where I'm going to stick the bearing. Let's shorten this a little bit more. Like I said, I really just have to set the motor there. And let's go ahead and make this come down. Kind of complete this front. I'm not 100% sure I want to. Let's leave those here. That way, if I want to put a bumper, I'll have something I can go off of. Maybe I'll put one more under it, because I'm not sure how high up I want the bumper. So that would be the front of the cage. And we can go and place our motor back in there, so that's good to go. And let's get our bearings on. I'll need to also add a controller here to the, probably stick it where the motor is, just keep it kind of all close together. Let's see, let's grab the controller, and I'm trying to think. I'm thinking how I need to do this. It's probably gonna take a little bit for me to mess with the angles once I get everything hooked up in the controller, because like I said, I need it. Basically, when this thing sets on the lift, it's gonna look goofy, but when I take it off the lift is when everything's gonna form and get into the right place. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and need to do this to the back too, because I want the I'm gonna do the same thing. I kind of thought about doing on the back suspension, doing it like a normal one, but I think I want it angled off too, so I need a second controller, I believe, back here. Oh, deleting the base here. So maybe something like that, and we'll make the bars come up like the other one, and we'll put that bar across. The cage, I mean, this actually looks pretty cool. Now, if it's going to work, I don't know. I'm a little worried about how I'm going to have to... everything's going to turn off the front suspension. Or, I might do it four-wheel. I don't know. I'm a little worried about how I'm going to do that. I mean, like the motorcycle and stuff, you just make it lean. And that's pretty easy to do, but I'm going to try that at first and see if that works. But I might have to do something else. I'm not sure. So... let's go ahead and make this come out, and this will be our back. Of course, we can have a back bumper here. Maybe I'll put a couple lights up for brakes or something. Be kind of cool if they made the lights actually like work a little, work. I mean, I don't think they actually work right now. I think they light up, but they don't really do much. Be kind of cool if you can like customize the color, because you put like red here in the back for brakes. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna need a. Let's go ahead and make this come down, and I'll need to put something on the back here. Maybe I should have used the other block. Maybe I won't quite need all of that. Okay, just make that connect back into the base, so that looks good. And I'll need to put the I need to put the bearings back here, and then I'm gonna put like one piece, and then I'll set the controllers, and then I can start actually building on to the bottom in the suspension. I just want to make sure I have everything. Once I set it off the lift, it actually goes to the right direction, because if it doesn't, like I said, it freaks out in the vehicle, and I'll probably lose it to the sky or something. So I need to go ahead and look into maybe doing the controller here. I'm trying to think. Make sure I have the lift tool, because I'm going to need this. I'm going to need whatever tool this is, a connection tool. There you go. So I need to use that. So let's go ahead and connect the bearings to the controller. And like I said, the controllers, I mean, it's the only use for it. I mean, it's not going to be connected to the buttons. I don't need it to do anything besides when the vehicle gets off the lift, it puts everything into place. And I don't know why I did 2 controllers here. I don't need 2 controllers. Let's just go and connect everything to the front. I think each controller supports quite a few bearings, so let's do this. All right, it took me a little bit. I had to figure the angles out. I believe I've got everything in position as like you can see these pipes now go out at angles. It's a fairly simple thing to do. It just took me a little time to figure out the right angles for it. But I believe we're set to go to start actually building up on the suspension. Like I said, maybe we'll try to conquer this hill here. I'm worried about the cliffs up the top. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, I believe we're at the right angles, and I believe we're ready to start building onto it here. Like I said, once I put it back on the lift, it resets it. Now everything pokes or points down, and now I have to build it like that, and it makes it a little awkward, but I don't know. We'll try this, and I'm trying to think of where do I want to put the shock at. How far I'm going to go down with that. Maybe I need to put I also need a bearing up here to make it turn, so I'm not 100% sure how I want to do this. Maybe we'll go 1 down, and then we can do maybe the shock. Or maybe we'll just go. Maybe we should stick. Let's go ahead and stick the shock at the top. Let's put 1 here, 1 here. We'll need to put just like maybe a normal pipe here, and then I'll put the bearings maybe here and here. I don't know how far I want this to poke out. And also, like I said, once I start, the more I go down with these, it's going to make the vehicle set higher off the ground. So, see how far I want to go. I might extend these out. I don't think I'm going to have to shorten them. And we're not using that wheel. We're not using the wimpy wheel. We need the big wheel. So let's grab those, and we'll about to set it off the lift and make sure it sets right. All right, yeah, I just need to connect to the driver's seat here, but it might need to be extended out a little bit. Let's go ahead and connect these to the driver's seat. I have 2 driver's seats for some reason. I need to get rid of one of those. There we go. So that's good. All right, I'm putting a bumper on. I've got I did the same thing for the back suspension. Nothing's changed. It's the exact same way I did the front, except for without the bearings that are going to make it turn. I'm going to keep it where it turns off the front. I'm going to test that out first, and then if I need to change that, make it like a four-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive, whatever you want to call it. Maybe we'll move to that point. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and put a couple of these blocks to go up. I want to maybe set some lights on this, so I think that would look neat. So maybe here, and we'll put the if this piece. I'm worried about this end piece here. This might hit the tires, so I might have to delete that. But that kind of looks cool for a bumper. And I try to get up on top of here and set some lights on here. That looks cool. Probably do the same thing for the back. Not quite as many lights, and maybe a couple brake lights or something. Make it extend it out a little bit here. Is there even? Make sure I don't hit the tires on this side too. There we go. Let's go ahead and just go across. I just need a couple on the end here. Maybe like that, and one over here, and put some lights just on top of the ends. Like I said, it'd be kind of cool to have like a red light for the brakes. So maybe something like that. I did a little bit to the inside. I put a radio in, put a horn in, but nothing too big there. Like I said, I'm going to chop out some of this. I don't want to show myself. Put it this way, if I'm going to do the front suspension the same as the back, I'm not going to like show me doing both of them because it's just kind of pointless and just a waste of footage. So let's connect that to the front. We're going to drive off the front. We're about ready for a test. Now I'm a little worried about the way this front suspension is going to work. I have a feeling like I'm going to try to work it like a motorcycle and have it lean. But I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll give it a shot, and if I have to figure something else out different, we'll do it from there. All right, we're leaning, and it's turning very okay. It looks cool. I like how it leans. The suspension works, definitely. It works really good. I don't think we're quite wide enough. I might go out one more block. Let's try climbing a hill here and see what happens. It's got quite a bit of power. Up there it goes, flips over backwards, but I don't think this leaning is going to work. I don't think this is going to be a good solution for it to like turn. And we're up on the top of the cage here. Let's go ahead and flip this bad boy over and probably get back to work on it. It's a cool idea, and it works. Like I said, it works really good for like motorcycles, but I just don't think this is going to translate really good to like a buggy. And somehow I just lost that off the lift. But anyways, we'll get back to work on it and change some things. Okay. I'm thinking of how I need to do this now. I believe this is going to work a little bit better. I'm going to put another bearing here, and we're going to have another angle. We have the angle that sends the suspension out towards the front, but then I'm going to have another angle here that's going to level it, and then I can build. That's where I'm going to put the wheels, and I'm going to make it turn more like a normal vehicle, but I'll still have that angled suspension, so you still get that kind of cool looking shock action and all that other good stuff. I'm trying to think of how I need to do this and what angle I need to go at. Of course, this is also going to send this will send the vehicle, make the wheelbase a little wider, which I kind of figured I needed. It looked a little goofy a while ago. So I need a bearing here. Let's go ahead and connect the controller and let me see if I can get the right angle I need. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get in the controller. I don't know if I need to do this in the back, I'll do it. I'm going to test it again without doing the same thing in the back. I might just widen the back out, but we'll see what we're going to do here. Yep, that's good on that side. Let's switch this one over, and that should aim those forward, so that should work. So let's go ahead and get in here and put this back on the lift, and let's create this. Going to remember which way this points. Maybe we'll go down one, or maybe we'll just make it angle out. I'm not sure here. Maybe we'll just make it angle out. I'm trying to picture this when it's off the lift. Let's make that go back, because that's gonna go forward, and maybe this will be the bearings to turn it, and we'll make another piece that points out. So this will make the wheelbase a bit wider. And let's get a bearing on there and there. Let's go and get our wheel. This should sit right, I think. Hopefully it does. And then I'll see, I might do this to the back. I'll drive it without doing it to the back, and then maybe we'll switch around and do it and see what happens. But yeah, let's connect those, and we'll set it off the lift and make sure it looks right here. So switch those around, and oh yeah, that looks better. We might do this to the back. I'm not sure yet. We'll drive it around and see. Okay, we wound up doing it to the back too. I'm probably gonna cut it out. It's the same way I did the front, and I think it's ready to go. I added some side steps because the vehicle was a little tall. I couldn't jump into it, so I put some piping off the sides. But besides that, I think this is complete. I mean, this is really all I wanted it to do, and it works pretty good. It's kind of cool watching the suspension compress. Oh my. What just happened? How does that even happen? Okay, scrap mechanic, that's a little strange. How am I going to get out of the tree? Or how am I even stuck in the tree? Okay. Okay, we're lodged out of the tree. We're good to go. We're driving around here. Everything's working really good. I moved, like I said, I've got a motor in the back now. We're driving off all four. I've got the steps on the side I can climb up into. And like I said, I did the back suspension exactly like I did the front. And we made everything turn. But it definitely, it handles a lot better now. It looks a lot better. It actually looks like the wheelbase is as wide as it needs to be. Let's try to shoot up this hill here. It climbs. It's going to take a little bit of finessing to, actually make it up these hills instead of just nailing the throttle. But it works pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. We're gonna try some things out here and see what we can launch over and do. Let's see. One thing I thought about doing here, once I'm thinking about this, would be kind of cool for, to get some other people in. Maybe we could. I don't know. I keep thinking about doing things in the world, and I have flashbacks to my other world crashing. But it'd be kind of cool to cone some stuff off and make like a course. I'm trying to find a way up like a hill or something. We need to climb, or we need to launch off of something. So maybe this will work, huh? You can kind of climb down. This thing, it turns really good. And like I said, with the way the suspension compresses on all four sides, it just makes it where it handles and it goes down. And it really actually grips to everything pretty good. I don't think I could fit over in that area. Let's just continue on this way. Yeah, it catches air. It's really light, so I mean, as soon as it lifts off, I mean, it's almost like it's really light. It's almost like a feather. There's my garage. I built this in the world. It's just a small one-car garage. Got a contraption out there. Maybe we'll show that in a later video. It's something that's ideal I have working on. I've been working on, but I don't really have anything complete on that. But let's go ahead and take this and see what other trouble we can get into here with it. It's kind of cool that how it drives off the back. When you get any of when the front wheels get off the ground, it just lifts. It kind of pops a wheelie. There we go. This thing gets air. This thing's fun. I mean, whoa. Yeah, maybe we have a little bit too much power. I don't know. I might have to tone down the power a little bit, but like I said, I'm not going to put a body on it or anything. I'm happy with the way it is now. I really just wanted to make sure it actually worked. So I think we're good to go on this. Just kind of drive it around and play with it a little bit more and finish up here. Anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. If you'd like to subscribe, if you'd like to like the video, I mean, it's up to you. Helps me out a lot. If maybe this is your first time watching my scrap mechanic videos, I do have a whole playlist of these. This is definitely going to be a continued thing in the future. Scrap mechanic's definitely one of my favorite games right now. I've got some other things kind of planned out. I know I've said this a lot at the end of my videos. I do have other things going right now, so we'll continue with these on the same schedule. A lot of times you'll see a Monday, or probably Tuesday, Wednesday. A lot of times you'll see one video on Friday, and I try to fit something else in between as far as maybe a viewer request or maybe even another episode. And also, I do have some other games planned, so there's a lot of things in the future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.